There are so many areas of our lives that we look to Pinterest for inspiration. So that might be if you're planning a wedding, you go on Pinterest, you create a board. You're looking to improve your fashion style, so you look at inspirations for outfits and things like that. What I want to say to you is if you are thinking of up-leveling your brand and website, or you've not even got one and you don't know where to start, I'm going to share with you today how to use Pinterest to create a brand board that feels like you, and you can easily make a website from that starting point of your inspiration. I'm Liz Ellery, branding and website designer at elizabethellery.com, and I'm going to be taking you step by step about how to do that using Pinterest to make that perfect Squarespace website. First step we want to look at is who are you and what's your business all about? So we're going to look at your personality, interests, environment, values, things you love, hopes and dreams. So this is to help you make some notes before you start adding things onto your Pinterest board. Now, for me, I love nature. My personality, I want people to land on my website and feel warm, kind, funny, friendly, that they're in trusted hands when they work with me. So, knowing all of this before I start pinning stuff is just a really helpful gauge. What to put on your brand Pinterest board. Like I said, we've got colors, we can add shapes and patterns, images, logos, fonts, web design inspiration, and also photo shoot inspiration. So when I create my Pinterest board, I typed into the search bar personal branding photography for service-based businesses. So and these are the sort of images that I started pinning. And again, going back to the first slide, I looked at my personality that I wanted to come across. So I wanted images where I was laughing and I was smiling, I was out in nature, I was looking capable with my website, like a laptop, or just looked warm, friendly, and engaging. So when you're creating a little section or you're doing the photo shoot stuff for your products, or if you're the person that's getting photographed, have a little think about how you want to come across online so you make that emotional connection. So throughout the this video, I'm going to be showing you examples of websites I've created so you can see what I'm talking about. So on the one that's quite a vibrant color here, you'll see that she looks very friendly, warm, engaging, vibrant. The one next to it that's more greens, you'll see that she looks quite grounded and she's interested in nature, and it has quite a calm, warming sensation when you go on her website. So now we're going to talk about the different ways that you can create your Pinterest board. So this is the organized strategic kind of website, Pinterest board. So for me, this is exactly how I do it and lots of my clients. When you create your Pinterest board, you can create little sections within the board. So for instance, this client had outfits, colors, images, fonts, patterns, and that gives you a really good sense of what you're interested in each section. So what I then do is I will take everything that's in the Pinterest board and put it in Photoshop. You can do this in Canva, which is like a really easy to use graphic design platform. So what I'll do is I'll bring her images in there, I'll put colors in there, I'll start playing around with colors that I think work with the whole vibe that I know the client's trying to get across. And also from a conversation with her, I know that she wants people to see her as warm, friendly, also very capable, and that you want to be able to talk to her about quite maybe vulnerable things. So I also helped her on her photo shoot and I gave direction on that. And the sort of colors that she wore in her outfits reflect the branding colors that she'd come through, which she knew she wanted because she'd created her Pinterest board. And this is the website that we created, and you'll see that the photos have a big reflection of how the brand looks, but also the colors, the coloring of the banners. Okay, so this is It's a Vibe vision board. So for this client, she didn't have sections. She just had this feeling that she wanted to portray. In the top right hand image, there's a little girl doing the hula hoop. So she wanted it to be playful, vibrant, not too serious. So she had lots of different patterns within her board. So this is like the Van Gogh sort of artist. You've got geo shapes, and then you've got florals. So I want you to look into your intuition, into your gut, and just have a little think and say, I can't probably use all of these patterns because it will be a bit crazy. I'm just going to focus on one pattern area, and I'm going to use this one because it reflects more of my personality. So here's a like just a recap of her board. And then this is the website that we built. So I wanted it to feel vibrant. So you've got that vibrant yellow in there and the bold purple. In the photo shoot, she looks playful and friendly and inviting. Then we've got the floral in there that we use throughout the site that just feels quite engaging and welcoming. Then you've got you giving direction in a board. So as a web designer, I had a conversation with a client, and we had a Zoom call, and I could see her background, what it looked like, her interior. And I showed her this board that I'd created, and she was like, that feels like so like me, my personality, and who I am. So then I started to, we wanted it to be a little bit more playful. She's a best-selling author, and we wanted the playfulness to reflect the covers of her books. But actually, now this is why I wanted to show you this as a bit of a wild card. My client was actually wanting to update the covers of her books to a more sexier vibe because the content of the books was very sexy. And when we looked on reflection of this branding, it wasn't the direction she wanted to go in. So what we ended up coming up with was something that was very neutral. We went for a classic gold so that whatever her covers became, they would work very well with this going into the future. So now we come to an everything vision board. So this particular client gave me a Pinterest board with 200 plus images on there. And from our conversation, I knew that she wanted her clients to feel calm, grounded. She wanted lots of nature in there. And there are lots of different colors going on this board. And you'll see there's quite a lot of oranges and reds in this one, but the colors that I was drawn to were more greens in there. They felt like they reflected the conversation I had with her, rather than the oranges and reds, which felt more passionate and vibrant and bold, which wasn't what I think she wanted her branding to be. So I picked these particular images and I created a section within her Pinterest board to reflect that. Then when I took it offline, I pinned my favorite ones, she already had a photo shoot just to make sure that the vibe would work all together. Then I went on a great website called creativemarket.com, and I started finding graphics that I thought would work really well with the images that she'd pinned on a Pinterest board. And I knew that you could take the stars off, and then I sort of changed the colors, and that worked really well for her branding. Then I picked images from Creative Market that had the iconography that she'd pinned. And then she also had nature in there. So I got some graphics that had leaves on there. And then I put it all together again, just to make sure that everything flowed and worked well. Then I started finding stock images that worked in the same sort of tones that were from free stock images called pexels.com and unsplash.com. Then that's a reminder of the board again. And then this was the website that I built for her. And she's a nutritionist and embodiment mindset coach. And I think you can feel that the grounding, the calmness, the nature aspect is really reflected in this branding and website. So here are a couple more examples just to show you the power of your Pinterest board and how it can reflect into your website design. If you don't know the direction that you really want to go in, this is a really helpful reminder. So this client is a leadership coach. She didn't want it to feel corporate. She wanted it to be fun and modern. So this is the Pinterest on the left and the website we created. This client is in advertising. She's an executive coach. She wanted to reflect her personality. She's really interested in art. So that's the website we created. This client is an author and an EFT tech app founder, and she's really interested in fashion and luxury. And this is the website that we created for her, for Poppy. This client is in interior design, and she wanted something that felt calm and luxurious and nature again. And this was a yoga teacher. She wanted it to feel soothing and warm. And this was a child psychologist, psychotherapist, and she wanted it to feel calm. This was the mood board that we created on the left. We could have gone quite a different way from this color board. We could have gone quite vibrant, which are the outside colors, which I feel are a bit jarring to how she wanted people to feel, which is the middle image and colors that we went for in the end. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I just wanted to pop this here. So if you go to my website at elizabethellery.com/resources, you'll be able to download videos like choosing colours and your logo video, photo shoot and visual planning video. I've got lots of resources about how to create a dream brand for your business if you're just starting or you're thinking of up-leveling. I hope you enjoy. Just visit that link and then just pop your name in the little box here, and then you'll be able to get all my free videos and checklists.